Hi everyone, my name is Gabby. Thanks for being here for another segment with me. Today we're going to be making tuna pasta. So this is one of my go-to meals when either I have very few ingredients in the house or just want a quick dinner, lunch, quick meal. Okay, and usually I hope that you would have all of these ingredients on hand on a regular basis. So if you want to make this in a pinch, you don't really need to get anything from the store. And if you don't have one of these ingredients, or if you have something else that you'd like to add and you think it would be good with it, then that's obviously a thumbs up. You get a thumbs up from me. The first thing we're going to do is measure out our pasta and boil our pasta. So I have this beautiful Montebello pasta. Fusilli is my pasta of choice for this type of recipe. I'm just gonna go ahead and open it. Actually, let me do it like this. This is like the way my mom is like, would probably be cringing right now because she'd be like, oh my gosh, she's gonna hurt herself. So the way that I measure pasta is actually, I use these little red bowls that I have as like a measurement for one person. So you can make this for one person, for two people. And then I just kind of fill the bowl up. So pasta on the loose. I fill it up like most of the way. I'll show you in a second. Because pasta also grows so much. So I have it measured. I think I lost a noodle over here. Yep, runaway noodle. So I just fill up my bowl like this, and this is the portion that I'm going to have of pasta. And I'm just going to turn this boiling water on, and so we can get started. And then what goes in this pasta, what else you'll need is a can of tuna. So I have a can of tuna over here, and this is sustainably caught tuna. I usually like to get it in oil because it's more moist, and it's better for the pot. You don't have to add as much oil as if it was in water, and if you don't drain it totally, it's not a problem. But like the tuna and water can be a little bland for my taste. But everyone does what is good for them. And the next thing I'm going to do while this water is boiling is I have 3 stalks of lacinato kale, so I'm going to get them chopped and washed. And the way that I actually wash my kale after I chop it. So I have a little bowl of water in here, and that's where the kale is going to go into. So I'm just going to slice it thin, like make thin slices in the kale, like you would for a salad. And then when I get to a place where the stalk is thick enough, I'll just de-stem it. So I don't de-stem it right away. So I have these little shavings of kale, and that's just going to go straight into my bowl of water, and we'll strain this too. And then I'm going to de-stem the rest of these guys because the stalk's pretty thick. It's pretty thick spine. What did I say? De-rib? I don't know. What do you say for that? Anyway, so we'll take the spine out, kale spine, and then just chop it in half and throw it in my garbage bowl. And then I'll chop this as well. Same thinness as the other leaves. So I'm gonna share a little secret with you, and well, it's not really a secret, but you'll discover this for yourself. The thing that takes the longest in this recipe is boiling the pasta. So, and you guys will have an advantage over me right now because you have multiple burners. So I'm just letting my kale soak in there. And the next thing we'll do is I have a clove of garlic, and I'm just gonna use 1 clove of garlic, and we're gonna smash it and mince that because that's gonna be part of our pasta. And then I have this cool tool, not sure if I showed you yet, but it's my cool garlic presser tool. Just discard the end. And basically how you use this tool is it has holes here, and then you just smash it on your garlic back and forth like a rocking horse. And there's your smashed garlic. So I'm gonna leave that in there until we are ready to use it. And then the other preparatory thing I'm gonna do is open this can of tuna. So I have the easy open can, so I don't need a can opener. I think most of them today are like this. So just open it up. And I'm not gonna dump the entire can into the bowl. Usually I would do this directly into the pan that we're gonna be sauteing all the veggies in. So I'm going to just put it in here. So not with all the oil. That's why I'm using a fork. Like I want all the tuna, but not all the oil. And we'll finish the pasta off with some of our own olive oil at the end. So right now I'm just working to carefully get this out of there. And these are all like preparatory steps, so you can just do this directly into the skillet once your pasta is ready. Oh, I hear it starting to boil. That's a good sign. That means we're one step closer to eating. All right, I think I have all of my tuna that I'm gonna need out of there. And then I'm going to strain my kale. So just put it in a little mesh strainer and let the water drain out of it. Perfect. Now I have a lot of kale water. Great. I'll just leave this here and I'll move this bowl aside because we don't need it anymore. And so now my water's boiling. I haven't added salt yet, but I will now. So I'll just add about a teaspoon of salt. It just helps the pasta to keep from sticking. And then we'll add the pasta and follow the instructions for your given pasta that you're using. A lot of times I use spelt pasta. This time I just have regular semolina pasta. That's fusilli, so let's see what it says here. The cooking instructions. Because every pasta cooks differently. Time, 8 minutes. Test at 7 minutes. Okay, so we'll have an 8-minute timer and we'll test it. Tick tock, tick tock. So excited to eat pasta. Okay, so my pasta is now cooked and perfectly al dente, just the way I like it. We're gonna cook it a little bit more in here, so you don't want it too soft if you like your pasta on the softer side. And then we're gonna start with a little pat of butter. You can use a swig of olive oil as fat, a swig of coconut oil, and just turn your pan on to a medium-low heat because we're gonna cook our garlic first. And so I have my garlic here, 1 clove minced, and I'm just gonna add it to the pan. And we're just gonna saute it until it's fragrant. I'm trying to get all the garlic bits out. And this recipe is great if you have any other vegetable would go great in here. What I've done radicchio in the past as well, broccoli. You can test out all different kinds of vegetables. Olives would be like a niçoise pasta, tuna niçoise pasta. But today I'm keeping it super simple so that if you have the bare minimum ingredients in your house, that you can make this awesome dish. So it's already starting to smell like garlic in here, which is lovely because I love garlic. And the smell of garlic is just great. And whenever I'm cooking or if I'm having people over, and usually I'm far behind the get it ready process. So in terms of food, and people come over and be like, oh my God, it smells amazing. What are you making? I'm like, I'm just sauteing some garlic. Like, this is how I start a lot of my recipes. So the garlic really sets you up for success. And then we're just gonna add the kale. And so the kale has a little bit of water in it. So you'll hear it sizzling. And then we'll just add a teeny pinch of salt. The teeniest, because the tuna's kind of salty. So just small pinch. Get all the salt off. And you want to saute it for a few seconds, get the rawness out. Okay, so that's basically done for me. And then I'm gonna add in my tuna that I decanned. So again, I'm just gonna make sure to add most of the tuna, not a ton of the oil yet, because I wanna use my own olive oil. The oil in the tuna pan is basically to just make sure the tuna is moist. And then I'm just gonna break up the tuna because some of it's in chunks. So I want to break it up with my wooden spoon. And make sure it's all incorporated. I'm going to lower my heat a little bit. And then you smell the tuna flavor. And then I have some capers. So some lovely capers, which I'm going to use, and along with a little bit of the brine. So I just kind of take, this is about half a teaspoon. So that's, I think, should be enough. Half a teaspoon. You can, if you really like capers, you could do full teaspoon. I'm leaning on the full teaspoon side because I like capers. And so you get a little bit of the brine in there. And we're just going to keep sauteing it. We're almost done. Then I love cracked black pepper with tuna. So cracking the pepper on. And then the finishing touch is a squeeze of lime juice in the pan. I mean lemon juice, sorry. I'm holding a lemon. But I have limes on the mind, clearly. And I think I have a seed escaped into this. Okay, well, I'll just find it. And then you saute this all together. And now that everything's warmed together, we can add our our pasta. The pasta part of our tuna pasta. So if you're not eating grains or carbs, you could also do this and just have, like, if you want a different way to eat tuna, it's a great, delicious way. You can just omit the pasta part and have it over whatever you want. More greens. You name it. And so we'll saute it for a few more seconds so the pasta gets rewarmed. And then I'll turn the heat off. Serve it up in my lovely bowl. And get ready to dig in for lunch. So